slaves and abolitionists as they blazed a trail towards freedom through the darkest of nights. Yes, we can. It was sung by immigrants as they struck out from distant shores and pioneers who pushed westward against an unforgiving wilderness. Yes, we can.
This is Tomorrowpictures.com. I am Frederick. I'm lying on the ground here at a protest rally in Los Angeles on June 6, 2004, trying to make something of the universe, trying to make something of myself, trying to make something of what the hell is going on in the world around me, because at this point I have no idea at all.
India is a highly technological society. Don't kid yourself. It is not your grandfather's India. Here people carry cell phones, people have computers, people are literate, they're moving forward, and they are a part of the new global landscape. This is my friend over here, he's on the phone. You're making money, right? You're day trading stocks? Stocks up? No? Dow up? Dow? Girlfriend? Hot? Famous Bollywood actress?
Of course, man. Amitabh and Shah Rukh.
Nice.
There's no question we've had long lines. There are long lines all over the country. We'll have monitors tomorrow and election officials out. Some of us from city government will be out as well. But we have said that we've waited a long time for this day. And indeed, we don't mind waiting a few hours tomorrow.
Many blacks have been elevated to higher positions where it was unheard of years and years ago.
Growing up as a child in Memphis, Tennessee, at that time, did you ever think about or dream that there could be someone black as president of the United States?
I never dreamed that that would ever happen. In fact, if somebody had told me it was going to happen, I wouldn't have believed it.
Would you consider Barack Obama to be a people pleaser? And if so, does that make him a weak president?
Not really. We can't tell right now. It's just beginning. I don't know what's going to happen at the end.
What are his greatest challenges he faces today?
World crisis, economic problems, everything, man. Global warnings and all that.
Guns, gun control. That's a good topic. Teenagers today, they feel that guns are safety, but really it's the opposite way. Guns aren't safety. I feel like gun violence today is severe. It's too much at this point. I have had friends of mine killed from gun violence over little or nothing. Literally nothing. Over something somebody simply said. And I just feel like guns shouldn't be allowed. As a teenager, guns shouldn't be allowed. It should be nowhere near us. We shouldn't even think about using them. We should all practice peace, love.
And as our forefathers are concerned that only the government had the guns, they wanted to be able to bear arms, and I think our citizens should be able to bear arms with some reasonable a semblance. You know, I'm not sure they need Uzis, but I believe people should be able to carry a handgun if that's what they choose.
Yeah, you're making an excellent point. I mean, most of the people that I've talked to that are voting for Kerry, they've decided Kerry has to win at all costs, and they haven't really come up with any contingency plan if Kerry does not win.
Right. Well, you know what? I mean, I guess...
You still have to go on. I mean, life's going to go on whether Bush is president or Kerry is president.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, the concept of, getting some station wagons together and some, some weapons and heading to Washington.
No, I've had a couple of friends that are going to tell me they're going to leave the country if Bush wins again.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to plan on leaving the country?
Going to leave in fatigues, or camis. That's how they'll leave.
Because, see, I have a lot of friends, and they come from all backgrounds, all races, colors, sexual orientations, everything. I don't care. As long as you're a decent human being, we're going to be friends. It's plain and simple.
What's the Obama administration apart from the previous Bush administration?
Well, what sets it apart to me is the fact that he actually cares about humanity and he doesn't have interpersonal goals in which he's pursuing. Therefore, he can better run our country. Bush had a Bush agenda instead of a United States agenda. So therefore, I think that he's doing well.
Do you think that that type of attitude, or the conservative Christian right, and the sort of idea that, certain other groups are soulless and they sort of categorically need to be conquered or tamed, if you will, or to make them more like us, is still sort of a prevalent ideology even
Does it prevail today?
Exactly.
Yes, it does.
It's manifested itself in another form.
It has. I think it still continues. It continues in several other populations, not only in the what we see happening in Africa, but even some of the newer populations that have been discovered in South America. It's that whole idea that Christianity has to come in and somehow save their soul. But they all have practiced and have their own traditional religions. But there's no thought or understanding or appreciation for understanding that.
We've got a bunch of people running our school districts, running the state at the state level, that have, in my opinion, educated people that have no clue what they're doing.
My thoughts are there should be more emphasis on mental health reform in this country, because I feel a lot of these people who go out and shoot have mental issues that are not being addressed by either their family, themselves, or the community at large. And I think a lot of those problems stem from that. For the majority of gun owners, especially ones with conceal and carry permits, are of the mindset the last thing you want to do is draw your weapon. It's there for the worst case scenario. You don't want to go around shooting people. So I don't think that the gun control per se is really effective in that realm, but I believe that more mental health reform would be.
So a mental health register.
I like him. I do. I think that he had really strong ideas for what he wanted to do. I think he came into his first term, with these plans and this grand scheme of, we're going to fix this, and we're going to fix this, and we're going to fix this, and all things that needed to be fixed. And then he got into Washington and realized that you can't fix anything. It's completely corrupt. And unless you're scratching somebody else's back, they're not going to scratch yours to help you get what you need done. I think you've got a majority of Congress that's all white male over the age of 55, and they're just completely out of touch with what the regular person needs or wants, or their pockets are padded by corporations, and they're the ones pulling the strings.
You're a terrific tour guide. You're the guy to talk to. Now, do you own your own tour company?
No, I used to drive, but ever since I lost my leg 4 months ago, I'm trying to get a bionic leg so I can get back on, hop on the buses again.
Well, that's good. Well, you deserve a bionic leg, my friend.
Let's see what I get, because I got another problem with my muscles. I lost all my strength.
Oh.
And I'm working. That's the problem with the healthcare system here. That is kind of expensive test. It's going to be an uphill battle with them, because they don't want to do it because it's not covered. But I'm going to have to fight because I don't have the money right now. I'm depending $120 a month for eating. That's what I get. Tomorrow I go into the Social Security because I finally got all the papers from the doctor and I got operated and all that. And finally I'm going to go to, so maybe I can get something so I can, but I want like to get my bionic leg again so I can start, doing tours so I can walk. But in the meantime, I got to sit around on my 4x4 and do the best I can.
I think that we need what they refer to as Obamacare. I think that's a first step, absolutely. So I believe in that, yes.
However, I think we need to take a step back with all of this technology and everything that's going on. I think we need to take a breath. We need to take a step back, and we need to go back to what worked. And that's teaching our kids reading, writing, arithmetic, science, and history, with heavy on the constitutional history. They've got so many programs here to graduate kids and educate kids that it's just too much. There's too much going on. And instead of going back to the core root of the problem and fixing it, they're putting Band-Aids on the results and attempting to fix the results as results, not going back to the core of the problem. And the core of the problem is nowadays, we don't even allow our teachers to teach. They tell our teachers what to teach and how to teach.
Historically, President Obama is the first African American out of all 44 years of our American history. So that's a major historical, not just for African Americans, but for anybody of any minority race, because there's been a lot of Caucasian presidents, so it's very good for an African American to be the first.
I think that we should be more regulated, knowing to the fact that what's been going on, especially with the community, with the kids, they're going to different as far as schools, and it's getting real out of control right now. And I think that we should actually stop the gun control because it's too much things that's going on right now in this society. And to avoid all of that, I think that we should actually stop the gun control by stop going to the stores and buying it to eliminate what's going on.
Confiscation or banning firearms?
Yes, I think they should actually ban it.
I mean, from my perspective, it's you got to vote for Obama, otherwise there's something wrong with you. So.
And because you have this opinion, what would you say are the main issues impacting voters in order to go overwhelmingly for Obama?
Well, I guess people keep mentioning the economy, and I don't understand, given that focus, why they are then, why anybody would go set up for Mitt Romney, who's just this billionaire businessman who hides money in offshore accounts. I don't know. Seems like we've had a really good president that took over when the country was in a shithole. And over the last 4 years, he's implemented a lot of good things. He's gotten us turned around. Things are on the up and up. So from my perspective, if economy is the thing you care about, why not vote for Obama?
I am so encouraged that we are starting more and more to use the activism of the civil rights movement in regard to gun violence and what it's doing to our kids, and bringing attention to the educational system. I feel we're blessed to have President Obama in office. And I know he's doing all that he can do. But here on the ground, we've got to do all that we can do. And at this particular time, we've got to bring back the civil rights fervor of the 60s.
Well, I actually met him one time and told him that I would vote for him because the issues that he was talking about at the time sounded like he knew what he was talking about.
Okay, and did that change after a while, your opinion about him?
I've seen some changes in paperwork and stuff that needed to be done. I don't think he's done everything all by himself. Nobody does it all by themselves. They have a little bit of help.
It was sung by immigrants as they struck out for distant shores and pioneers who pushed westward against an unforgiving wilderness. Yes, we can. It was the call of workers who organized, women who reached for the ballot, a president who chose the moon as our new frontier, and a king who took us to the mountaintop and pointed the way to the promised land. Yes, we can to justice and equality.
I never dreamed that would ever happen. In fact, if somebody had told me it was going to happen, I wouldn't have believed it.